with that, we're gonna get into another film that another animated film, but it's a Japanese anime film that I recently saw, and it's very old. It's from 1988. It's called Grave of the Fireflies. And I've always wanted to watch this. I've always wanted, because I've heard nothing but fantastic things about Grave of the Fireflies. It's a Studio Ghibli film, which is, if people who aren't familiar, they're kind of like the Japanese form of Disney animated, or like Pixar animation. They're really big. Like they're pretty recognizable. I mean, they have a lot of films that are very critically acclaimed, this one included. And yeah, they have a plethora of wonderful films that I haven't seen. They're apparently phenomenal, but I haven't watched on any of them. So this is my first one, and let me tell you right off the bat, I'm going to be watching the other ones, because if this one is any indication, hopefully it's not as depressing as this one. But we'll get into that a little bit later. Yeah, if this is any indication of how great the other ones are, I have to watch them. I have to fucking watch them, like, now. Like, this is amazing. This was great. Like, I was really surprised. So, yeah. Yeah, it was, this is, yeah. I'm sorry, I'm trying to read my notes, and, like, I'm trying to scroll down. I just wish I had a physical copy of my show notes. It would be so much easier. And this would probably go a lot better, but, it is what it is. You're going to get this. I'm new at this. This is, my 11th episode. So chill out, guys. Stop making fun of me, all right? Jeez. But, yeah, getting back to the Grave of the Fireflies. Yeah, I watched it. It's available on Hulu, so check it out on Hulu. But the thing to really know going in, the film is about two kids. I think one is 16 and one is, I think, around 4 or something like that. They're both very young, and they're struggling. They struggle to survive in Imperial Japan, pretty much during kind of at the tail end of World War II. So if you know anything about World War II, the United States kind of dropped some nukes on them and kind of bombed the Japanese. So this kind of deals with that, and deals with a couple kids who lose their parents, unfortunately, to wartime, and you see what happens, and it's fair warning going in. This is not a happy film, by any means. It's probably one of the most sad films I have ever seen. But I mean, does it detract from how good of a film it is? No. It's a short film. It's like around an hour and a half long. It's not very long. I think it's even like 1 hour, like an hour and 20 minutes. So it's not very long. So it's not an easy watch by any means, because of, what happens. And, I mean, I will say the very beginning and the very end kind of lets you know that it is okay. It's like, oh, it's okay. This is really depressing, but it's okay type of deal. So, yeah, it kind of hinders the rewatchability. It's one of those like Requiem for a Dream or 12 Years a Slave type films where it's like, this is an amazing film, and the quality and the people behind it should be praised immensely and should be winning all awards it can. But I mean, I don't really want to watch it again. And this is one of those. It's a very beautiful, like melancholic, sort of deep film that you honestly have to like really reserve a night for it, because you're not going to be a happy person after. You're going to be like put in a state of desolation pretty much after you watch the entirety of the film. But like with that, I mean, you still should watch it and experience it, because it is a really fantastic experience to have. But yeah, if you're a person that does not like really depressing stories, maybe you can stay away from this one and check out other Studio Ghibli films, because I'm pretty sure they're a little bit more happier than this one. But this one is really sad, and like I said, one of the more sadder films that I have ever seen. But with that, I would still say it has Mikey's movie magic. I think it has a lot of the magic. I think it's one of the it's if someone would come up to me and be like, Grave of the Fireflies is, if not the like one of the greatest animated films ever made, I wouldn't argue with you. I'd be like, I don't necessarily disagree. I don't really agree because it's not very rewatchable because it's so goddamn depressing. But it's incredibly well animated. The voice acting is amazing. The story is amazing. The characters, the two kids are so, you feel for them so much, and you just kind of want to you honestly just want to take them in and just hug them and tell them it's okay, and you can't. And that's kind of what makes the film so fucked up and so sad, is you as the audience member just have to sit back and watch this happen when so many people could have helped them, but also can't really help them because they're all worrying about themselves in this time of this wartime, and Japan is losing the war, and they pretty much have lost the war at this point, and they're getting bombed constantly, and it's really sad, and you're gonna be tearing up. It's gonna happen. But yeah, same tears as Toy Story 4, but they're you're gonna be tearing up like Toy Story 4, but they're gonna be different tears. They're gonna be more sad, depressing tears, and you're gonna be more just sad that this could happen, and probably did actually happen to some people. So yeah, rewatchability. That's the only critique of the film. Other than that, it's phenomenal. Just wow. That's all I have to say is just wow with Grave of the Fireflies. So it's on Hulu. Recommend checking it out. It's phenomenal.